I thank the Minister for his statement. The latest figures show that at least 800,000 pensioners are eligible for pension credit but do not claim it. This means they have now also lost out on the winter fuel payment that they previously would have enjoyed. Does the Minister think that means testing is working?
Minister.
It is important that 1.5 million pensioners will receive the winter fuel payments this winter. The statistics the honourable friend refers to relate to previous years before the recent campaign on take-up has taken place. But he is right to highlight that under the Conservative government, 3 in 10 eligible pensioners were missing out.
Mr Speaker, government figures show that additional 42,500 people claim pension credit, and yet we know this is only just about 5% of all of those eligible who are not claiming it. And as constituency MPs, we are having to support people who are really struggling with the cold and with their financial balances. Would he think about setting up a pensioner poverty task force so we really can get underneath the issues which are facing older people?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. All members on both sides of this House, I'm sure, are providing support to their constituents, both pensioners and those of working age, and for children, to make sure that they can cope with what has been a difficult few years for everyone because of the cost of living crisis we face. And it is important on pensioner poverty specifically that we do update our understanding of how that has developed, because if we look at the record, what we see is that pensioner poverty halved under the last Labour government, but it rose by 300,000 under the Tory government for the last 14 years.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I welcome the honourable gentleman to his place. I have a simple question for him. How many people are still waiting for their winter fuel payment?
The largest campaign to drive up pension credit take-up is now underway, and it will continue in the years ahead. What we are seeing at present is that everybody who made their claim for pension credit before the 21st of December will receive their winter fuel payment when that claim is processed.
Whately.
The answer is he doesn't know. He doesn't know how many people are waiting for their winter fuel payment. He doesn't know how many people are stuck in the pension credit backlog. He doesn't know when they'll hear. He doesn't know who's had help from their local council. He doesn't know how many people who lost their winter fuel payment have ended up in hospital this winter. He and his department have dodged or refused to answer every single one of those questions in recent weeks. So will he commit to a full review of the winter fuel payment cut so we can get those answers?
Minister.
Well, I'll commit to fighting every day to avoid a repeat of the exercise under the last government where pensioner poverty rose by 300,000, having fallen by 1 million under the last Labour government. We will make sure that we publish details on the take-up of pension credit by the end of February.
Mr Speaker, our new fraud bill will update the department's powers to tackle fraud for the first time in more than 14 years, including enabling our serious and organised crime investigators the ability to apply for a warrant, to enter and search premises for evidence, seize items like computers and phones, and bring these criminal gangs to justice.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Does my right honourable friend agree with me that tackling fraud against the taxpayer is key to setting the country's finances on a sustainable footing and enabling investment in public services that my constituents in North Durham are so desperate to see?
State.
I absolutely agree with my honourable friend. We have a responsibility and duty to use every possible measure to ensure taxpayers' money is wisely spent on our schools, hospital and police, and on supporting those who are in genuine need. Our new fraud bill, along with other fraud measures in the budget, will save £8.6 billion over the next 5 years, the biggest fraud package ever. We were elected on a mandate for change, and that is what this government will deliver.